Okay, so we're going to talk about how some parents have children just so they can use them as punching bag. You know, some people are so messed up that they don't just want to have a child just to, you know, like be a good parent, raise it well. Some people want to have children because it's it's like you're adopting an animal. It's just that like a dog is is very naive. It doesn't know much about the real world. It doesn't have that much power over you. So it's about the power, dynamic, and that you have power over the small thing because you're an adult and you control every aspect of its life. I know people who have really bad parents to where they were beaten until they're unconscious. This is the level crazy of some people out there. So you have some people say that, you know, hitting your child is discipline, and that, especially in Asian culture, where they defend that, saying that it's discipline and that your parent only want what's good for you. This is so BS. My parent is like that to some extent, is that they just like my father just want to play this authoritative figure. It's not a father figure. Like, if you were a father figure to me, he would have spent time doing things that I like, but instead he just go get drunk with his friend, and just it's just like, oh, I did my duty, make children, so now just don't spend time with it, and if it disobey me, not doing what I want, I will take it out on it and just hit it and say racist, sexist, and sexist thing and that too. Like, whenever he tell me to do something that I don't want to do it, he would say that, "You're a girl. I'm a man. I'm a man of this house. You better obey me." And then he would take my arm and show me how strong he is by just twisting it until it hurt and say that, "I'm a man. I can do this to you because you're a weak girl. So you better do what I say." See, it's about the power dynamic. And my mom, who would get crazy when she just, well, she's just crazy in general. But it get worse when she get into a fight with my father, or whenever I get a bad grade, it just provoke her more. For example, when she got into a bad fight with my father, she would always run to my room and throw a tantrum on my bed and start crying and screaming. And when I don't give her enough attention and I just keep playing my video game, she would go extremely crazy and just say that I'm emotionless robot, that I don't know how to comfort her, that I'm useless. And then she would get mad and she would just like take my game controller and just throw it against the wall and just hit me. It's like, you're a freaking grown up. When you have a fight with your husband, go work it out with him, or go do something else instead of just taking it out on your child. You just taking it out on that child because it's a s- it's a small thing that you have control over. Those people are sick. It's like, she could have done other things. No. She just take it out on me because I'm just happening to be there, and that I have no control over my life until I turn 18. And she still tries to control my life. But it's just like, so not all form of physical abuse. It's called discipline in Asian culture. My aunt told me that too, because she's very traditional. Her father would also hit her, and she just tell me that, oh, it's normal for men to do that in our culture. Just hit women. That's fine. I'm just like, do you know how messed up you are? That you say that when somebody beats you up, your father or anybody else, that it is a normal thing and that you have accepted. That's really crazy and messed up. But if you were conditioned that way, my mother was conditioned that way too. You would be afraid to get hit. But for me, it was both parent that my father and my mother were doing the same thing, just using me to take out the anger. And a lot of other abusive children out there understand that too, is that their parent beat them up because they are a hopeless creature at a young age. You can't fight back. And adults, when you are young and weak, you were 6, 8, 12, in that age range, you can't do anything about it. We can't do anything about it until we turn to the appropriate adult's age, like 16 or 18. Well, 16 if you ask them to release you early. So when people try to sugarcoat abuse as discipline, or if you think that, oh, well, you or any of the normie out there think that every single parent out there have children just because they want to be loving parent is not true. It's because some of them want power over a helpless being that can't fight back. This is equivalent to people who abuse animal. You get an animal, it can't fight back at you, so you abuse it. This a disgusting act of just a- attacking something and abusing something that that's weakening you, that can't fight back. Whether it's a child or a young puppy, you're disgusting. You're worse than an animal. You're like a cockroach that you're picking a fight with somebody that can't defend themselves. Is just is that disgusting. And people act like it doesn't happen. And when you hear about, it's just this very superficial society where when you hear in the news that like somebody get abused by their parent, get locked them in the basement or something, and then chain them up. And then with our short attention span these days, you're just like, oh, that's awful. And then like just 1 month later, you just totally forgot about it. And you go on about whatever's trending on TikTok. I grew up in an era where people don't believe other children have abusive parents, which is why you see that 30 years later, they come out, the children that become adults come out with all these stories about the abusive parent. Because back then, when you call the police to report that your parent being abusive, they would not believe you. They would just say, that, "Oh, that's cute." Like, no way they can do that. They're your parent. I was telling my parent about my pervert uncle, of just he touched me inappropriately, and my parent is just like, "Oh, he just showing you love." Like, do you know this guy's a pervert? That he touched me in a pervy way that not appropriate for an 8-year-old. In the world, I just think that, and I have friends who get beat up by their parent every day. And when they call the police would just like also just shove it on the rug and just be like, "Oh, we didn't see it, so it didn't happen. But call us next time. Next time you're unconscious on the floor, just call us." This stupid system, but I mean, I guess it got better now that they actually check, but the stupid check doesn't work because the random social worker just come like once in a while to check in, and then they have to freaking notify you before they come. So all you have to do is your parent or your abusive parent, step parent, just put up this act nice in front of the social worker, and they don't investigate or anything. They just come by, check, and then leave. So the point is that there is an ugly underneath of people, why people want to have children. It's not always about the loving family image. They just want something weaker than them so that they can abuse it and just have power over someone. That is the ugly truth. All right. Well, that's all for today. Until next episode.